that they like to go pick up chicks at the ballet.
Always the magician's assistant, never the magician.
The ultimate comeuppance.
Amazing Technicolor Shit Show.
Hello and welcome. This is Amazing Technicolor Shit Show, the podcast about the fumbles and follies of live theater at all levels. I'm Trev.
And I'm Elle.
And we are here, again, not in the green room. This home renovation stuff, turns out it takes time.
Yeah, and we know you're sick of hearing it, and we're sick of telling you. So
We're sick of it.
We don't have power in the second and third floors of our house. So we are...
Just to throw out a guess, we probably won't next week either.
Yep, you know what? Just assume for a couple weeks, we're working on renovations. So it is what it is. You get what you get.
6 to 8 weeks until
it would be great if it was
12 months.
It would be great if it was done after 4 weeks. That would be ideal, but we'll see. Time will tell.
We'll see.
Anyway, so for today, we're rolling into a week in which Trev knows nothing about the content that I'm going to share with him.
I'm shrouded in mystery.
Shrouded, absolutely, veritably shrouded in mystery.
Mm-hmm.
This was kind of one of those that I very much accidentally stumbled upon this story, and then the further I kept reading, the more I was like, wait, what?
Those have been some of the most fun episodes for me because it's like, I don't know, the first few weeks we were doing this, we were like typing into Google weird things that have happened in the theater, and there's like a short list of things that everybody knows about.
Yes.
And now we got to really go for the deep pulls.
But now we're getting into some really deep dives, and history is... a terrible and fascinating place, and there's just a lot to unpack.
So this one's a little bit more terrible?
There's a lot to unpack with this one.
Alrighty, well, that sounds... I am shaking in my boots.
Yeah.
I'm quivering.
It's just a lot to unpack, but it was a very interesting read.
Wonderful. Sounds good.
Places.
Thank you, Places.
The day was March 23rd, 1918. A theater in North London was packed. An excited audience was waiting to watch the most famous magician of the age, Chung Su. He had come to be known as the marvelous Chinese conjurer. Since he had arrived in the UK in the early 1900s, he captivated audiences with his breathtaking illusions, including some impressive disappearing acts. By 1918, he was one of the most famous and wealthy magicians in the country.
Okay.
Interestingly, Chung Su performed all his tricks in silence. He never fully learned English. Bookings and interviews always utilized his personal interpreter.
That's so cool because a lot of magicians and a lot of performers, but now I'm just thinking of Penn and Teller, but a lot of performers perform silently just for style reasons.
Yes.
I love it. You're going to take your limitation and turn it into an asset.
Right. On the night in question, Su was going to finish his show with a very special trick, a favorite in the magic community, catching a bullet in his teeth.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The bullets were chosen in full view of the audience and marked by volunteers, then loaded into the gun and fired directly at him by one of his assistants. This is obviously extremely dangerous and relies on a trick gun and a little sleight of hand. That night, something went wrong with the trick gun. The command was given, the assistant fired, and Chung Su fell to the ground. He later passed away after taking a bullet to the chest.
Wow.
So the story up until this point is a tragic one, of course. A wildly successful magician accidentally killed during his performance.
Yeah.
But this is where the story takes an absolutely insane turn.
Okay.
You're probably thinking something like, was it really an accident?
Yeah,
Was it murder?
sure.
I myself am a murder mystery girly, so that was my first thought.
You're going to be looking for the mystery, yeah.
But no, that is not the crazy part. It truly was an accident.
Okay.
What had happened was that his assistant actually had to reveal how the gun trick worked during the inquest and the investigation that happened after his death. So it was revealed, in a nutshell, he made a special channel within the gun that would allow the flash to bypass the barrel and ignite a blank charge, but he didn't clean out the gun after every show, and there was some residue in the channel that allowed the flash from the pan to also ignite, and it charged the bullet, which was never actually intended to fire.
Wow,
So
okay, yeah.
it was not supposed to work like a normal gun, just make a loud bang, but due to this gunpowder buildup, the bullet fired in the normal way.
And that's really interesting because I would have assumed it was, well, I guess technically it was user error for not cleaning it out.
Yes.
But it was really a mechanical thing that
yep.
caused this tragedy.
Yes, and it wasn't the assistant who fired it. It was not his fault. He did everything the way he was supposed to.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault at all.
Right.
Ultimately, technically, it was Sue's fault for not cleaning it out after each use.
That's another,
so it's
that's
hard.
another thing from Penn and Teller. In one of their acts, Penn Jillette is talking about how like the tightrope walker may have somebody else set up some of the equipment for him, but it's his responsibility
Yeah.
to, do the final checks on
Yes.
everything.
Yeah. So the circumstances of the accident were verified by a gun expert, and the death was officially ruled accidental death by misadventure. So what is the big twist to the story? Well, after his death, the truth came out. Chung Ling Soo was a fake. He was not Chinese at all. He was an American named William Ellsworth Robinson.
William!
He had been dressing in Chinese clothing, styled his hair into a queue, which is a traditional hairstyle in which men shave most of their hair except for a patch in the back, which they grow long and then braid.
Yeah.
This also explained why he never spoke while on stage. Because not only did he not speak Cantonese or Mandarin or any languages you would expect him to speak, he also didn't speak English with an English accent. He spoke English with an American accent.
Oh, even worse.
Yep.
Oh my God.
In addition to creating a whole persona and essentially living publicly in yellowface for over a decade,
Yeah.
he was also a bigamist who had abandoned his first wife and child in the U.S. He then married, quote unquote, his assistant, Olive Path, although this wasn't a legal marriage because he still had a wife in the U.S. who he had not divorced.
Oh, my Lord.
And he had yet another entire family, a mistress with multiple children who lived outside of London.
Whoa.
So Robinson had delighted audiences with misdirection and deception, and as it turns out, he lived his personal life the same way.
And now I'm over here. What a twist.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite prestige.
Yeah.
I'm the same person. Wild. That's
Yeah.
so interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm flabbergasted.
Right? Like, not the twist we expected.
No. And just like for somebody to do that, I don't know. Elle, you listen to a lot of podcasts and
Yes.
watch documentaries about scam artists.
Scammers and fraudsters, yes.
Yeah, fraudsters and sociopaths, or I don't know, people who scam families out of money, or
Yes.
scam two different families into thinking that they're the only family. I mean,
Yeah.
this is so up your alley.
Yes.
But then there's an added layer of like capitalizing on like racial stereotypes.
Yes.
Which is just
Also terrible in a completely different
fuel
way.
to the flames.
Yep. Yeah.
But also, you're not just defrauding your own family and friends. You're defrauding like hundreds, maybe thousands of paying customers.
Yes, yeah.
Who have paid to see you under the pretense that you are somebody else.
Yes. Not to mention the whole cultural terribleness of it all.
Not to mention.
Like, you're frauding a whole lot of people outside of all of those problems.
The
Yeah.
layers of shittiness just keep on stacking on up.
Oh, just wait.
Okay.
There's more to this story.
Cool.
So how did this American magician end up making it big in England pretending to be Chinese. Well, before arriving in England, Robinson was a magician's assistant to Alexander Herman and Harry Keller, who were both very famous and successful American magicians. Robinson wanted to branch out and become a magician on his own, but he just wasn't finding any success. He was kind of awkward. He wasn't great with the stage banter. He wasn't super charismatic. He was just starting to get frustrated because he wasn't getting anywhere.
He's a hack.
He could find work as magician's assistants because he'd mastered the tricks, but he couldn't make it on his own. Always the magician's assistant, never the magician. He wanted to be a big star, and it wasn't happening. And this is when he turned to a life of deception. Chung Ling Su obviously was not a real person. He was Robinson's invention, but Ching Ling Fu was a very real man.
Oh, no.
Fu was the first Chinese magician to make it big in the U.S.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, Ching Ling Fu was actually Chinese, and he was a very talented magician. Robinson, in the U.S., knew of him, saw him, and stole his act and persona. The real Ching Ling Fu arrived to England many, many years later, long after Robinson had established himself and become a big celeb in England, and Fu was furious to discover that his whole show had been ripped off.
Oh, my
He tried
God.
to out Robinson as a fraud and tried to get press coverage about the situation. He was offering a reward to him if he could prove that he was actually Chinese. But ultimately, it never went anywhere, and some people even thought that Ching Ling Fu was trying to imitate Chung Ling Su when in reality it was the other way around.
No, we don't need store brand Ching Ling Fu to be copying the real thing and make people think he's the real one.
Yep, exactly.
Scandal.
Right. Absolutely ridiculous. So there's a real man that he has actually ripped off and stolen his identity.
Oh, yeah, there are too many strikes against this man, who, by the way, is named Will Robinson, and that's just funny on its own. But is there more?
That's pretty much the gist of his badness.
I bet he committed tax fraud, too.
Who knows?
Who knows? But what a dingus. What a chungus. What a ding-dang-dongus.
Now, presumably, there were other English magicians who knew that Robinson's persona wasn't real.
They recognized him from his crappy assistant days.
But magicians kind of live by a special code where you don't reveal each other's illusions. So his fans really didn't know.
Oh, my God.
His fans all found out on that fateful day in 1918 because as he lay on the stage, fatally wounded, he spoke out loud in American English. Oh my God, something's happened. Lower the curtain.
Oh, my God.
And it was in those moments that they learned that he was a sham.
The ultimate comeuppance. Wow. I mean, obviously, nobody would wish this on this man.
Yes, obviously no one deserves what happened to him. That was terrible.
What? Karma.
Yeah. What are the odds that if your whole thing, the whole reason you get super famous is a complete fake?
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds that karma's going to hit you?
That could not stand. The
Yeah.
universe was in imbalance.
Yeah, precisely.
Wow.
So yeah, you kind of mentioned the Prestige earlier. Actually, there's a character that's based off of him in the Prestige.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
which is kind of funny. And weirdly enough, there's actually a 2006 opera that was written about him as well by
Don't
William.
give him more fame.
I know, right? It's actually about the whole circumstance. Like it's
Okay.
about. It's not just about him being great. Like it's
Yeah, yeah,
about. The fact that
It's not like The Greatest Showman,
no,
but for Chung Ling
no,
Su.
no, it's not. It's about how his persona and his deception in life and in magic, was sort of the same, and then obviously like the crazy circumstance surrounding his death.
Lying on and off stage to everyone.
Yes, yeah, and it's actually called The Original Chinese Conjurer. That's what the name of the musical is.
What a life to lie to everybody in your life about everything in your life,
Yes.
and then to go to work and have your work be lying about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like as a magician, just day in and day out until he was dying and he said something went wrong.
Yeah.
And that was, he had cried wolf too many times.
Rumor has it that his second quote unquote wife, the woman that he was never legally married to, but said he was married to, who was his
the
assistant.
only one he truly loved.
Rumor has it that she knew about the additional mistress and the additional children.
Yeah.
So at one point she broke it off with
Did
him.
his partners think that he was Chinese?
I think the people in his act knew that he was not.
You would assume so.
I think everybody in his act knew that he was not.
Wow.
But his second partner, who was one of his assistants,
who was beheaded.
she knew about the mistress and eventually like broke things off with him and said like, I will continue to be your partner on stage and say that I'm your wife and do all of this, but no, because you're actually with her. So
okay. So it was her that she pulled the trigger of the gun.
No, it was a different assistant.
Oh, okay.
It was a male assistant of his who actually pulled the trigger of the gun. But weirdly, I didn't put this down in my notes.
Sure.
But I also discovered this. That man, the assistant who actually fired the gun, Jack Grossman is his name. He actually went on a UK TV show that's like a magician's TV show many, many years later.
By magicians for magicians.
But he went on this TV show for magicians and he assisted the magician Paul Daniels to do that same trick. He shot the gun for Paul Daniels to do the same trick.
Okay.
And it went successfully. So
you just had to prove.
Yes. It wasn't him.
I can do it. It
Yeah,
wasn't my fault.
It wasn't him.
Yeah.
And,
it wasn't me.
And, Paul Daniels on his UK TV show trusted him enough to let him be the one who pulled the trigger on the trick. So.
Well, good job,
right.
assistant man. I got a story for you from Steve. Steve writes, so, back in my bachelor days, my friend Brad and I were always looking for something to do over the Thanksgiving vacation. We had a friend who owned a professional ballet company, and every year they would do the Nutcracker Ballet over the entire run of Thanksgiving. So, because Brad and I were both bachelors, we volunteered our time to run Spotlight for the production. I assume that being bachelors is relevant because they had like extra time on their hands.
Yeah, presumably because it's Thanksgiving weekend and they don't have anywhere to be. That's yeah.
But I also kind of like the implication that being bachelors, that they like to go pick up chicks at the ballet.
Right.
Just two guys hanging out at the ballet, looking for some action. Anyway, Brad and I would be up on one of the really high catwalks with our headsets on, doing all of our spot cues. If you're not familiar with the Nutcracker, in the first act, things seemed to shrink down because there's a battle of the mice and the tin soldiers. So in order to do this, instead of shrinking the people down, they grew a gigantic Christmas tree. This is a very complicated rig that when it was down and folded up, it was essentially a 12-foot tall Christmas tree with all these presents underneath it. But when the cue came, the stage manager flipped a switch on electric motors that slowly raised the tree, and it grew and it grew and it grew, thus visually reducing the size of the performers who were supposed to be these mice and toy tin soldiers.
Okay, yep, cool. That sounds like a neat effect.
Yes, I've seen a version of this. It is very, very, very fun. That seems to be like the traditional way that the Nutcracker is performed. Then anyway, later the main curtain would close. Clara, the principal ballerina, would come out and take the Nutcracker's headpiece off. They do a little dance, and then they would scamper off the stage in front of the curtain. And the curtain would open, and it was a Winter Wonderland, and they would come out on a sleigh and dance the pas de deux. So what would normally happen is the main curtain would close and the entire tree would rise up and go into the fly loft. At a predetermined point, the stage manager would flip the off switch on the electric winch and the show would continue. But on this particular night, the main curtain opens, the sleigh comes out, the pas de deux begins, my friend Brad and I have our spot assignments, and then the loudest crack that I have ever heard in my entire life happened.
Oh, no.
You heard it in the theater. We heard it over our headsets. And then a gigantic piece of shattered 2x4 fell down onto the stage, and shattered debris flew everywhere,
Oh my gosh.
missing the ballerina by literally 3 feet.
Oh my goodness.
Brad and I then look at each other and say into the headset, "What the fuck just happened?" We can hear all of this commotion backstage. The main curtain slowly closes. The house lights come up. There's some mumbling from the audience. We're standing there and 10 minutes go by. House lights dim. Main curtain opens. The sleigh comes back out. And they redo the pas de deux. And the show actually continues and finishes. After, in our debrief, what we found out was the stage manager got distracted and forgot to turn off the electric motor that was growing the tree.
Oh
And
my
the tree,
goodness.
having been raised up into the fly system, crashed into the roof of the fly loft and was completely mangled, and all of that debris fell down onto the stage.
Oh my goodness.
So the moral of the story and closing piece of advice is when you're backstage during the production and you're working, stay focused.
Oh my goodness. Yes, that's so scary. And thank
That's
goodness.
so scary.
Thank goodness everybody was okay in that situation.
Yeah, right. Because usually the fly system is used for, scenery, like things that don't move. But
Yeah.
for it to raise up an entire machine
Yeah.
that's still on and
Yeah.
still doing machine things,
Yeah, that's
gears and pulleys
scary.
and winches,
Yeah.
that's really complicated. There's a lot that can go wrong there.
Yeah. Oof.
2 mechanical failures in this episode.
Yeah, sort of thematically linked, you could say.
Thematically linked, you could say.
5 minutes.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Five.
Five. All right, Trev, we're going to play a little game involving magic trick names.
Yay!
You've watched a lot of Penn and Teller, so
I forget if I've
Here's
talked
a
about
quiz.
my lonely freshman year of college when instead of going and hanging out with people, I watched Penn and Teller videos on my laptop. Yes, hit me.
here's a quiz for you. I want you to tell me if the following words are names of real illusions or, machines involved in magic tricks, either from history or currently performed, or if I just made them up.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
A magician secrets of your own.
You ready?
Yeah.
The Devil's Torture Chamber.
The Devil's Torture Chamber is not funny enough. I don't think that's like clever enough for you to come up with it and think that it sounds good. I think it's too dumb, so I think it's real.
It's real. You're
Okay,
correct.
cool.
All right. It is a magic stage illusion which involves a magician's assistant in a large box, and it's best categorized as a penetration or restoration type illusion. So she gets stabbed by something,
Oh, it's
presumably
like the
in the
swords
box.
through the box.
a sword, like a swords in a box or like spikes in a box type.
Yes.
It's that type of illusion.
Amazing. I love it. Cool.
Your next one, the Drill of Death.
The Drill of Death. That sounds like, what is it, Marathon Man? Is it safe? That sounds like something you made up.
It is also true.
Ooh.
It's also real. It's a large-scale illusion in which a performer appears to be impaled on a giant drill.
a real David Copperfield moment. The flowy-sleeved magicians.
The flowy-sleeved magicians. Okay, your next one, the Jackson Mirror.
Oh, it's a real Jackson Mirror. Well, you've done 2 in a row, so maybe you're gonna try to trick me into thinking that this one is your own invention. But a Jackson Mirror sounds, I don't know, there's something very true sounding about that. So I'm just gonna say yes, that's a real thing.
It's fake. I made it up.
Ah, okay. it's a mirror that when you turn on a light, you see Michael Jackson in it.
Right. All right. Your next one, the Miser's Dream.
The miser's dream. Wait, no, I'm thinking of the drunkard's dream, the little animatronic little plaything at House of the Rock. The miser's dream. I'm gonna say that is true.
Correct. It's true. It's a magic routine where a magician produces coins from the air and then drops them into like a box or rectangle.
Cool,
So
yeah.
of course it's a miser's dream because
Penny pinching.
money's showing up out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
Your next one, the Thumper.
The Thumper. That is not a magic trick. It is a character in Disney's Bambi.
It is also a magic trick.
No, dang it.
It's a device that is used in magic tricks.
Oh, fun.
It's the small vibrating device that's used with a radio transmitter.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, your next one, the Battle of the Barrels.
I can't even imagine what this is going to be. I think it's real, though.
It is real. It's a transportation illusion.
Ooh.
I'm assuming what happens is that they are in one barrel and then they pop up in another barrel. That's my assumption.
Gotta be popping up in a different barrel.
It's a transportation type illusion.
Interesting, yeah.
Your next one, the left-handed scissor.
That's an offensive hand gesture that gets people kicked out of yearbook club. Fake.
It is fake. You are correct.
Nice.
Your next one, the Scotch and soda.
The Scotch and soda. That's too on the nose. Not that it's too on the nose, but I think it's on the nose enough that it's your own creation.
It is not my own creation. It is real. It's a magic effect which involves a copper coin and a silver coin, which appear to transpose within the spectator's hands.
Cool.
All right. The next one, the Italian letter opener.
You could just like put any adjective, just like randomize words. This is the triumphant peacock.
It could be anything.
It's where you switch a coin with a handkerchief. It's I forget what you even said, but I think it's real.
The Italian letter opener is fake. I just made that up.
Okay, maybe I was overreacting a little bit. Maybe.
Your next one, the haunted handkerchief.
Oh, this is where you pretend you disappear a salt shaker, and it's a real thing.
It is definitely a real thing. Yeah.
I know this one.
Nice.
I think.
Your next one, the Balducci levitation.
The Bulgarian claptrap. The Balducci levitation. It's got to be real. It's got to be real.
It's real.
It's one of the many different levitations.
There's a bunch of yes.
And this is how Balducci did it. All right, guys. All right, Balducci.
Yep. Your next one, the French drop.
That also sounds real. I don't know. I mean, a drop I know is a magic term, so maybe you used that. All right, I'm switching it. It's fake.
It's real.
Ah.
Yes, you're correct. The drop is a French drop. There's a lot of different names for it, but
okay.
yeah. And your last one, the sands of the Nile.
That. Oh my gosh! Why is that ringing a bell? This is something from Arrested Development, I think. It's real.
It is real. Yes. Good. Okay, you did pretty good on this one. I only pulled the wool over your eyes a couple times.
Just a couple times. You can't fool Magic Trev.
You did pretty good.
I'm a magician's worst nightmare.
Never the assistant, always the magician.
Always the magician. That was my tarot card when we went and got our tarots read.
It was.
I got an inverted magician, which meant I wasn't true to being myself.
Yeah, you weren't true to being a magician.
What it was really telling me is that I had to go and
really
become a magician.
Quit your job and go become a magician.
It was you. It was sad freshman Trev who knew what his life's purpose was meant to be.
Yeah.
But no, he squandered it and became a marketing manager.
With a very successful theater podcast.
Yeah, extremely successful. Maybe we should do a magic podcast. We've had several episodes about magic already.
We have. I think we're only a stone's throw away, only a coin's appearance away from being a
Presto
podcast.
changeo. Next time you open your podcast feed, kazam, there we are. Amazing Technicolor Magic Show.
We're now a magic podcast.
This has been Amazing Technicolor Shit Show. That was the last episode of our theater podcast. Thanks.
Now we're magicians.
Thanks so much for listening. Please send us your magic stories. We'll take stories from all kinds of magic productions, on stage, off stage, or in the box that gets sawed in half. If you loved the show, please give us a good rating and tell all your friends about us. If you hated the show, Tell your enemies, and we will out them as the scam artists that they are, I assume. Otherwise, why would they be your enemies?
Yeah, right?
Accompaniment was provided by Paul Thelen, and the stage manager is voiced by Daniel Schneider. As always, thank you so much for listening, and we wish you all the very, very best. And whatever it is you're up to, be it on stage, off stage, or in your life, break a leg.
Amazing